Hey, what's going on, everyone? Carlos here. It is the final day of Hispanic Retail 360 Summit. I am getting ready to take off. Awesome experience coming out here. First time I came out to HR 360. I want to again say thank you to the team that put on this great event. Thank you for inviting me to come out here and speak. I'm speechless. It's been an awesome event. Great as a Latino in America and millennial to come out to this event, be immersed with the culture and the people, and just the relationships I made here was just phenomenal. And for me, the highlight of this trip actually was today. It was this morning. It was hearing Richard Montañez, who is a VP at PepsiCo. I read about his story on LinkedIn a couple of years ago. He used to be a janitor for Frito-Lay, and he actually came up with the Flaming Hot Cheetos. He invented the flavor of Flaming Hot Cheetos, and just his story is phenomenal. And this dude just like has completely hyped me up and really pumped me up beyond belief to go ahead and just conquer the world. And once again, realize that anything that you want to do in life is possible. Anything. If you want to own this hotel that I'm sitting in. A lot of people, they read books for inspiration. I look at people. People inspire me because it's people that actually have gone through the bumps in the road. They have gone through struggles a lot of times, and they don't quit. They have hustle, they have determination, they have a plan, most importantly, to help get them there. You know, I look at people like Richard from Pepsi, going from a janitor to now being a VP. I look at people like Chris Gardner, who was featured in the movie The Pursuit of Happiness. I look at guys like Gary Vaynerchuk. And his story and his type, and I even look at myself and have to check myself in the mirror and humble myself and think, 6 years ago, I was laid off from the banking industry. My wife was 8 months pregnant. I went broke. I lost it all. And today, I lead digital marketing for an organization. I didn't go to school for that. I didn't go to college at all. Now, as an adult, I'm going back to school, or I'm going to college for the first time just to get an education so I can compete. But again, it's that passion, it's that determination that when you see people on stage, it touches me. And I know it touches a lot of people out there, but it touches me in a very special way that the switch goes off in here and makes me say, you know what, if this guy is up here today doing this, that's who I want to aspire to be. I want to be standing on that same stage saying my story to hopefully inspire at least one person out there in that audience, that one person that can do great things. Because you know what? It's those people I mentioned, Gary Vaynerchuk, Chris Gardner, Richard Montañez, that inspire me to be me. And at the end of the day, if I can go ahead and pay it forward and inspire others out there, then you know what? I've accomplished my mission and the mission that God put me on this green earth to accomplish. And that, my friends, is real talk. It's probably the realest shit you will hear from me on this video blog, at least to this point. So with that, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to play the video. It's like 7 minutes. Maybe I'll cut it down, but I'm going to play the video from Richard's keynote. And once again, thank you so much for just watching and hearing me out and feeling this passion, because it's deep. Peace out, amigos from HR 360 in San Antonio.
I don't have a high school diploma, don't have any degrees. I have one degree. I'll tell you about that degree later. But anyways, neighbors said they're hiring at Frito-Lay. Frito-Lay? Just think, if I could only get a job at Frito-Lay, what I could do for my family. I could take my family out of the fields. We could have a decent living. Maybe we won't be rich, but we'll have a decent living. Well, at that time, I could barely read and write, so my neighbor helped me fill out the application. And in 1976, I always say, it's kind of funny and bad, but I say, I got hired on the spot. Gave my application to the manager, said, okay, you can start tonight. And I like to say that, 1976, they didn't do any background checks. So I got hired right there. You know what my first job was? They hired me for? That was a janitor. I remember I went home and I told my father and my dad, my grandfather and my dad, and they said, what are you? I said, the janitor. And they said, where do you work? And I said, Frito-Lay. ¿Qué hacen? What do they make there? Papas fritas. the look on their face of being so proud. That's why I got a hold of another revelation that when somebody said, oh, you were just a janitor. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. There is no such thing as just a janitor. There is no such thing as just a waiter. When you make it up in your mind and your heart that you're going to be the best at whatever it is, then guess what? You are the best. No such thing as just a bus driver. So I got a hold of that. My grandfather and dad said, when you mop that floor, you make sure that it shines, that people know that when they walk on it, that a Montanez mopped that floor. I literally, it may sound ridiculous, but I literally took that on. And I began to mop the floor. I began to take the trash out. I began to clean the restroom. And I saw that it had an influence. People were coming into the lunchroom and it was clean and it smelled good. People were going into the restroom and saying, whoa, it's really clean. Who's doing this? Is that one guy over there? That guy over there? But another revolution was about to take place. Our CEO of PepsiCo at the time wanted to change the organization. That's why I'm a firm believer in destiny. I was destined for this company, and this company was destined for me. The CEO sends out a video. And he's talking about empowerment. He's talking about, let's get away from the command and control type of organization. This was many, many years ago. And he said, I want everybody to act like an owner. And it must have been about a room like this in the plant. And I was sitting in the back, and I got a hold of it. This is what I said. Oh my God! Another opportunity for me to create a revolution. Here is the CEO telling everyone to act like an owner. Here's the opportunity for the janitor to do something different than mopping floors. I took it seriously. I don't know how many people did. I know that I did. So I didn't know anything about our company, really. I was just mopping the floor. So I started to hang out with the sales guys. Mark, and I remember I met this one sales guy, and I said, hey, can I go with you on my days off so I can understand our business? And, you know, you tell a salesman free labor, they're like, hey, get on. Go the truck, go this, and he put me to work. But I wanted to understand my company. And while I was out there, I saw it. Remember, what's a revelation? Something that is there, been there all the time, it's only been unveiled. See, that's what sales and marketers need to do. They need to get revelations for their lives and their companies, to see things that no one else can see, that it's been unveiled. I saw it. There it is. And I saw something in my neighborhood. There it is. So I went back and I went into action. I decided to put chili on the Cheeto. And people were telling me, that's ridiculous. But I also realized that many times greatness will come in a ridiculous form. Are you willing to look ridiculous to be great? Nothing more ridiculous than, come on, you're going to put chili on a Cheeto, you're going to ruin the brand. What's the matter with you? Get back to mopping your floors. Who do you think you are anyways? Somebody always in the room, ladies and gentlemen, that'll try to steal your destiny. But I went forward. I created my own seasoning. And I'm a little bit of an artist. So I put them in bags and I drew the graphics. So I did what the president at the time, the CEO at the time told us to do. So I acted like an owner. So guess what I did? The janitor called the CEO. And I remember at the plant, I asked one of the secretaries, can I use the phone? She said, no, you can't use the phone. What's the matter with you? It's only for company. I said, no, I'm going to call the CEO. She's like, oh, yeah, go ahead. I've never seen anybody get fired on the spot. Not knowing any better. Ridiculous. So I called him up. His executive assistant was that, an executive assistant. She's still, after so many years, she's no longer with the company, but she's still a good friend of mine. Very influential lady across the country. Answered the little CEO's office. Said, hey, can I talk to the CEO? Who's this? This is Richard Montañez. Well, what region do you run? Because only presidents would call. I don't run a region. I work in California. So you're the California general manager? No, I work in operations. Are you the vice president of operations? No, I work at the Cucamonga plant. You're the plant manager? I said, no. She said, what are you? I said, I'm the janitor. Then a silence. She said, hang on. The CEO is going to want to speak with you. So about a minute or two went by. The CEO gets on the phone and said, Richard, I hear you got an idea for me. I said, yeah. I began to tell him my idea. He said, I'll be there in 2 weeks. So I hung up the phone. Somebody always in the room to try to steal your destiny. So the phone calls start coming down. Remember, this was during the command and control, right? This phone calls started coming down. Plant manager comes running looking for me and says, who do you think you are? Do you realize what you've just done? The CEO's coming. And in those days, when the CEO came, everybody came. But I remember he said, now, look what you've done. Now I got to paint the place. Now I got to fix everything. He said, you're doing the presentation.